Hello, everybody. I know, I'm sorry. I was supposed to start streaming like 2 minutes ago, but I got distracted. That happens sometimes. So hi. Welcome to the art stream. Crap. Okay. Sorry. I'm trying to, make sure that, everybody's informed. So I'm making sure my queue on Tumblr was working, and it was not. So yeah, that makes sense. All right, I wonder if I can reblog this to. There we go. Haha! I figured it out. Okay, and then tags. This sucks so much having to do this from my phone. And crap. Yep. Woo, and post. Okay, so hopefully by now everyone should be. Wow, I have 6 emails. Everyone should be informed. Hi, Phoenix. So we're gonna go ahead and start. Yay. So today I'm kind of working on the artwork from last time, and thank you, phone. And I'm also kind of working on just some random Dragon Age drawings because I have been frantically working my way through the Dragon Age games, except for Dragon Age 2, because that requires me resetting up my Xbox 360, and I don't have the patience for that right now. So I went from Awakening straight to well, actually I went from Witch Hunt straight to Inquisition, because I'm just like, why isn't this backwards compatible yet? And I got mad. Anyway, so that got me thinking about what is it, the Dragon Age AU I have for the crew, and I'm gonna be honest, it needs some tweaking because I don't really like it. Like, there's parts of it I like, and there's other parts of it that I don't like. So I'm gonna tweak it. So anyway, I got bored and I want to draw some elves, so I'm gonna draw some Dragon Age elves. Yay! This is gonna require some reference. I should probably be adding clothes to this by now. You know what? I'm just gonna work on the other one for a while I think about that one. Anyway, so I haven't gotten that far from last time. I cleaned up the black shirt a little bit, and I've started coloring in the skin on Rob here. That's about it. I haven't been all that active on that stuff because I've been, like I said, frantically trying to get through the 3 Dragon Age games, because I was supposed to have started streaming them last Tuesday, and I didn't. So next Tuesday we'll be starting a new streaming series called Character Creation or something like that, where I spent a couple hours playing BioWare games because, you know, I just hate BioWare games so much. That is a lie. I love BioWare games. So I'm going to be starting that next week on Tuesday. So really in less than a week, in like just a couple of days, I'll be starting that, and that should be fun. And I'm hoping to start off with Dragon Age Origins, because it was the first BioWare game I ever played, actually. I started with Dragon Age, and then I moved from that to Mass Effect. Because I saw all of this fan art that kind of like pit the two together. And yeah, anyway. So that's what I'm gonna do. That's what I'm gonna do. And I'm also gonna start filling out some more applications for some more jobs because the one job that I was thinking about doing, that fell through. So, more day job applications? Yay! Unless you guys want to support us on Patreon. Get us a couple more subscribers here on Twitch. You know, we're gonna have some merchandise coming out here soon, so that with some artwork on it. So if you want to own a piece of anything you see here, you could. You can own it on a mug. You can own it on some socks. You can own it on some t-shirts. Anything you want, and every cent you pay goes toward helping us to put more stuff like this in your face. I know this sounds kind of like an advertisement, but that's because it kind of is. I'm advertising myself. Literally. I am both doing the advertisements and I'm advertising myself. So that's fun. Anyway, so I'm finishing this up because this will be hopefully some cool like emoticon things that you can get for Twitch. So I'm hoping this will be one of them. It might not. We'll see. I had to run it past Alch after I'm finished with it. This one and a couple other ones I had that I've done on the art streams I thought might be good for like emoticons that you can use in other Twitch streams and stuff like that. But we'll see. I've got a couple other ideas for just silly, stupid things. Because if there's one thing I love, it's silly, stupid things. So this stream's probably going to be a lot calmer because Mikella's not here, and I'm not all antagonistic today. Actually, really happy today. I'm a happy camper. I got iced tea. I've got sweet tea. Like one of those glass mugs, the big ones. I don't know. I don't think so. I think they're more like coffee mugs. Because it's from Teespring. They're from Teespring. Alright. Which one of these did I use? Yeah, that's the one. That's the one. Number 4. Right? It'd help if I be on the... Yep, it was number 4. Okay, so that's the shading color I need. Alright. No, I mean, I drank an entire beer mug of Angry Orchard yesterday. Oh, goddamn, dude! So you drink a pint? You had a pint of Angry Orchard? Why would you do that to yourself? Oh, I'm joking. Angry Orchard's actually pretty good. I wasn't driving, so why not? Yeah, okay, I can see the logic in that. I've done that before. I've done that where I've gone to a place and been like, well, I'm not driving, so why not? So hopefully on Tuesday you guys will get to see me flounder over who the frick to romance in my next Dragon Age Origins playthrough. Because I can't pick Zevran again. I've already done him twice. I mean... Well, no, that's actually exactly what I mean. Well, I mean... There was a lot more than twice in the game, but anyway. Things I didn't mean, things I said I didn't mean to be a double entendre that were. And yes, I'm singing again. Strangest thing though, I did not get shit-faced. Well, I mean, cider and beer actually don't have a really high alcohol proficiency content. Like, it takes a lot more beer and cider to get someone drunk on most occasions. Unless the beer's like a higher proficiency, but for the most part, beer has a lower proficiency than stuff like whiskey or vodka, stuff like that. That stuff will get you shit-faced a lot faster and a lot, and you'll stay shit-faced a lot longer because, that stuff has higher alcohol content. Moonshine's probably the worst, because moonshine's pure grain alcohol, so that stuff, like, you get drunk fairly quick, and then you stay drunk, because it's not gonna digest all that quickly. Whereas rum, you feel drunk right away, and then you kind of, but you don't stay drunk, so you drink more of it, and that's a problem, because rum's made out of pure sugar, and for some people, that pure sugar stuff makes you feel sick. And the pure sugar alcohols do give the worst hangovers. Like, you want to know what alcohols make you want to puke? It would be anything that's made out of sugar. What about mead? Okay, mead is more complex because it's made out of honey, which is not a simple sugar. It's actually a complex sugar, which I had this discussion with my doctor at one point in time. Not the alcohol discussion, but what is and what is not a complex sugar. And this actually does affect how alcohol is made and digested. Yay! Fun things you didn't know. Yay. So, like, and mead actually reacts a lot like wine does. Like, wine, because it's a more complex sugar, but it's like a natural sugar, because it's made from grapes. It digested around the same rate as grain alcohol initially, but it has a slower burn than most sugar drinks, like rum. So, like, it'll take a couple of glasses of wine to get you drunk. Maybe more, depending on your tolerance. And you won't feel quite as sick in the morning, but the thing about wine is that you don't feel drunk until you've had, like, half a bottle. So, and that can be dangerous. Tequila is around the same as most grain alcohols, because it's made from the agave plant, which is not a natural, which, while sweet, is not a real which is more along the lines of a grain, the way it's digested, rather than a sugar. Like, basically anything a diabetic would use in place of sugar, that's gonna digest differently than stuff like rum. Rum is a drink that diabetics just should not and cannot have. Why? Because it's made of sugar, and it'll raise your blood insulin levels. Haha, now you know. Have I mentioned I like alcohol but am not an alcoholic? Because I feel like that should be an important thing to mention, considering how much I talk about it. Because it's not like I get drunk a lot. In fact, I very rarely get drunk. I don't like being drunk. Drunk does not feel good for me. I only have 2 levels of drunk. The 2 levels are, I'm drunk and I'm gonna throw up, or I'm drunk and I'm having fun, and then the next morning I hate myself. And there's no way to know which one I'm gonna be. So for the most part, I just tend to aim to not be drunk. Because I don't like the few times I've been absolutely shit-faced. I haven't felt good. And, like, while I was drunk. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna bother? Why would I bother? I don't feel good. Oh man, the first time I was ever, like, seriously drunk was not good. I had, like, what was it? Okay, I started off with a chocolate martini, and then it went from there to, what did I have when we got there? Because I didn't start on the, I had a hurricane, and then after, no, or was it a daiquiri? It was one of the two. I had one of the two. I had either a hurricane or a daiquiri. Neither one of which is very light on the alcohol. And then I went from there to a Thousand Island iced tea. And I had one of those would have been enough to get me drunk just on its own. But I had 2 of those after having 2 other cocktails, and I felt drunk and like I was gonna throw up almost immediately. Because the thing about Thousand Island iced tea is they're made to get you the worst kind of drunk. They really are. They will get you there fast, and you will stay there, and you will feel sick. The second time was when I was in Vegas for my 21st birthday, even though it was a couple weeks after my 21st birthday. And my sister, and this is before my sister started going to AA, she was like, I'm going to teach you how to get sick drunk and then keep drinking. And I was like, that does not sound like fun for me. Or for anyone. Why would you want to teach anyone that? Why would you want to do it yourself? And thus started the night I drank way too much and proved that my liver is actually fairly strong. Because, okay, let's see, what did I start off with? I had 1 Mike's Hard Lemonade in the lobby because she went to the store, like the inn, because my mom has a timeshare, and so we were using a timeshare. And timeshares are nice. They have, like, they're like hotels, but they're more like apartments. Anyway, so the hotel had this, like, commissary shop in it, and they, of course, sold alcohol because it's Vegas. And, she got this, like, case of Mike's Hard Lemonade, and she, like, insisted I start drinking down in the lobby, so that's what I started off with. So I went from 1 Mike's Hard Lemonade in the lobby / in the room to a second Mike's Hard Lemonade while she's trying to do my hair. And then after that, we went to Margaritaville, where I had a hurricane because I'd heard they tasted good, and they did. And then my sister insisted I have a sour pucker shot because I clearly had to learn how to do shots. So I had one of those. And I don't know if you know this, but sour pucker shots are awful. like, alcohol content-wise and taste. And then we went from that to, oh god, okay, then we went back to the hotel room, and I had one more Mike's Hard Lemonade while we were in the hotel room, because I already felt drunk. She just stuck me in a shower and was like, here, take a cold shower, and then we'll get dressed again, and you'll feel fine. And she was right, so we did. So I had another Mike's Hard Lemonade while we were up there, and then I was drinking another one while we walked over to Caesars, because she wanted to find Fat Tuesdays, which do yards, and they had one in Caesars. So we went all the way over there, and, oh my god. Like, so a yard, I don't know if you know this, but a yard is 5 feet, it's 5 feet, and I am 5'1". So a yard is literally as tall as I am, minus an inch. So I'm like, I'm not drinking a full yard. I'll drink half a yard, which is half of me. Which is still the equivalent of like 4 or 5, which is still the equivalent of like 4 or 5 drinks. And then I got the one that had the highest proficiency because it was like my favorite flavor. So, oh man. And I just remember I'm like, I was like almost done with the yard as we're sitting at the blackjack table. And I was doing great at blackjack, by the way. Up there, because, what was it? Because this was back when, reminds me of the New Year's bar crawl I partook in recently, yeah. What was it? This was back when Neopets was a thing. And one of Neopets, like, games at the time was basically blackjack, and I was good at it. So, like, on my first trip to Vegas, the first thing I did was like, oh, blackjack, I can do that. And, you know, drunk. And I was doing fairly good at it. And I remember getting up from the blackjack table because I had to go to the bathroom. And as I'm walking from the blackjack table to the bathroom, I'm thinking, I'm not walking straight. Clearly I'm drunk. I should stop drinking. I need to drink some water. So I get back to the table and I'm like, I just want some water. My sister's like, you can't drink water until both of the yards are gone. Both of them, by the way. So I'm like, crap. So I finish off both of our yards while my sister isn't looking. And proceed to hate myself because of it. Because my sister got the same one I did, but filled hers with extra shots in it. So more alcohol. So that happened. And then after that, what was it? We went back. I don't even remember. There was some place that was open because all the buffets were closed. And I was just like, I'm hungry. I need to eat. All I've had today is nachos. And we found like the one food place that was open, and I was like, I have to eat carbs and drink water. Lots of carbs and lots of water. So that's what we did. My sister had more to drink while we were there, and I remember getting out of that place, and my sister's like, let's get a cab back to the hotel room. And I'm like, the hotel room's like literally right over there. It was like not even like a block away. And of course, the second we get into the taxi, she insisted we get in. The taxi driver asked where we were going, and I told him, and he was like, yeah, no, that's right there, get out. So we get kicked out. We walk back to the hotel room, and, oh god, alright, so, what is it, we walked back to the hotel room, and then she insisted we get in the hot tub, because there was a hot tub in the room, and she was, like, insisting I keep drinking. So I was, like, sipping this Mike's Hard Lemonade, trying to convince her I was having more of it than I was. Using a trick she taught me, by the way. Oh god. And I woke up the next morning so hungover. It was really bad. And my mom was like, how hungover are you? And I was like, well, we started drinking at noon and kept drinking until 2 in the morning. So, and you guys got here at 10. So that should tell you how drunk I still am. Oh man, it's just a lot of drinking, you guys. And that's not when I learned that I like whiskey, because I learned I like whiskey way after that. I learned basically when the doctors were trying to figure out what the hell was wrong with me. And had me going through all these different diets, and at one point they put me on this like no sugar at all diet, and then, or at the very least no like simple sugars, because they thought I might I might have insulin resistance, which is a lot like being diabetic, but not. So, yeah, they put me on that, so I wasn't allowed to drink mixed drinks, because mixed drinks are really heavy on the sugar. And that was all I drank at the time. So I was like, well, what do I like in mixed drinks that I can continue to drink when my mom goes out to dinner? Because, like, I'm old enough now, and my family has this thing where it's like, well, you're old enough, why aren't you drinking alcohol? So, I figured, you know, one of my favorite cocktails had whiskey in it, so I was like, well, might as well try whiskey, and I was like, oh, I actually like this! And that's how I started drinking just whiskey straight. Whiskey is delicious. Yeah, things do get blurry, man. Things get real blurry real fast when you're drunk. Fun, though. Real fun. Not that I'm saying you have to be drunk to have fun, I'm just saying. Sometimes when you're drunk, you have fun. And I mean, like, you feel, like, different alcohols make you feel different kinds of drunk, like, and I know, like, they say that's bullshit, but, I mean, it's probably because the way we digest the alcohol is different, and that's why it makes us feel different at the time. Like, rum will get you drunk faster, it'll make you feel sicker, you know, once it's over. And then stuff like beer makes you feel full because it's got so many carbs in it. So you drink beer and you feel full, which I did not know the first time I had beer in any quantity. Because I've never really gotten used to drinking beer. I don't like the taste of it. And for my friend's like 30th, we went on this pub crawl, and everyone was like, yeah, we gotta find a beer that Red likes. And I'm like, could we not? And it turned out I like the Red, so Red likes Red. Who knew? And they foisted a lot of beer on me that night. And I was not used to getting drunk off beer. I didn't know it made you feel full. I learned the hard way. And then I had whiskey after beer, which you should not do. That is something that you should not do. That is an alcohol no-no. Do not drink whiskey after you've had beer. That is not good. I was so hungover the next day, man. So very hungover. I think I texted him basically like, what the hell did you do? Alright, so shading is done. Time for highlights. Need to be on the layer. And screen. I need to stop that. I don't know why my yawn sounds so musical either. That's weird. So I'm thinking about tweaking the Dragon Age AU on my RP blog, just because after replaying Dragon Age, I'm like, I don't like the AU stuff. I do not. So, I think I'm gonna change it. Tweak it a little. Plus, I must have written it, like, at 3 in the morning, because it's filled with so many, like, missing words and spelling errors, and I'm just like, this should not be here. I'm better than this. I write for a living. No. I wish I wrote for a living. I write for a job that does not pay me enough to live. Which is why you should support me on Patreon. What I'm doing now is I'm using my airbrush tool on soft to create some highlights. And for the bigger areas of highlights, I just go with a bigger brush size. That's really all you have to do. One thing that's interesting about living with Rob and Mikella that I've come to understand is that if I start singing, at least one of them will chime in. And if Rob starts whistling, I, for some reason, answer him like I'm a bird. Like, he'll start whistling, and then immediately afterwards, I will start whistling, but more off key, and also not what the hell he's been whistling. And I don't know why. He thought at first it was because I was annoyed with him, but then I just keep doing it, so he's like, that's obviously not the case. And it's not. I'm not annoyed by his whistling. It's just like, my initial reaction is must whistle back, and I don't know why. Because, like, I've never really lived with people that whistle, so, like, why am I whistling back? Maybe I really am a bird on the inside. It would explain why I can't look away from my own reflection most days. So, what was it earlier today? I was, like, randomly breaking out into song while playing Dragon Age, and Mikella joins in with me. And then we're just doing, you know, unprovoked, unannounced duet. And Rob doesn't really have a lot of freckles, but he has some freckles, so we'll give him some freckles. Not a lot, though, because he doesn't have that many. What was it? I was on 4, so right around there. Yep, that one. Actually, more like that one. Yep. Okay. Then I can get rid of that palette. Don't know how many of you are still here, but hello and welcome to the stream. I hope you're having fun. If you have any recommendations, let me know. If you want to see me draw anything, let me know. All you have to do is tell me, and I will do the thing. You can even tell me to shut up, and I will do that too. That's how open to suggestions I am. There we go. Ta-da! Okay. Now I think we should go back and shade some of these other colors, like this blue, for instance. Let's start with that one. And I'm going to delete that. Delete. And we're going to lock that layer because I'm done messing with it. And I don't want to accidentally do something to it. Okay, now what color blue did I use for this? It would help if I actually clicked on the layer. think it was this one? Let's find out. Yeah, but that looks closer to it anyway, so we're gonna stick with that. I'm just gonna swoop. And then yeah, that's good. Do do do. Ba ba da 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 da. Okay, was that the wind or was that a sonic boom? I can never tell. Which I say because we're near SpaceX, and I didn't think we were that close until I felt the first sonic boom, and then I realized it was not a earthquake, and I was like, I'm very confused. There we go. Alrighty. We're doing good here. Getting our shadows in. So Mikella was doing some astrology thing earlier today, and like we were figuring out, like I'm not sure what she was doing, but we were like talking about our different signs and stuff, and like we started going over like our Chinese astrology signs, because we were born in the same year, so we are both the same sign for Chinese astrology. We are both horses, but Chinese astrology also has elements, so you can be a horse, but you know, what kind of horse are you? And if you were born in 1990, then you're a metal horse. Well, if you were born after a certain point in January 1990. And I am a metal horse. I'm also a Pisces, which makes sense if you think about it. So, I am 3 different elements, I want to say? Yeah. Because Pisces is a water element, obviously. It's a fish. And for the Chinese zodiac, the horse is a fire element. And the year of the horse I was born in was the year of the metal horse. So that means I am also carrying the metal element? Yeah. So I am metal, fire, and water, which basically makes steampunk. So my astrology element is steampunk, which might explain why I like it so much. Whereas Alch is, I think, a Scorpio. I could be wrong. And Mikella is a Sagittarius. I'm not sure what Mikella's doing now, though. Maybe she's filling out an application. Who knows? She's just in the background, and I hear some clicking, so that's what I'm gonna assume she's doing. And I'm waiting for the dishes to be done so that I can throw in another load. The dishes have kind of accrued. And I was starting to smell them out in the living room, so I was like, they really need to get washed. Mikella couldn't smell them, but I could. I'm actually glad I'm doing this stream because this helped me burn time in between war table operations and in Dragon Age Inquisition. Because those run on real time. And if I'm waiting for those to finish because I don't want to move on with the main story plot, then the only thing to do is to leave the game and go do something else. And I refuse to play the multiplayer. Like, Mass Effect multiplayer is one thing. I need that to get the better endings, but, like... I don't need the multiplayer in Dragon Age Inquisition to get a better ending. It's just there if you want to play multiplayer. I'm like, I don't like multiplayer. I'm not good at that whole communication thing. That's why I don't play WoW anymore. Because I like to play support classes in first player games, and if you're a support class in a multiplayer game and you're not quick enough, people really start yelling at you, and I'm not okay with that. Don't yell at me. I'm fragile. I don't respond well to negative stimuli, to negative feedback. I respond better to praise. Well, school's out. I hear children laughing. Now what I'm doing is I'm blurring the edges of the shadows so they don't look so unnaturally harsh. There'll still be those, very well-defined shadows, but now they'll be softer on the edges. Blend more naturally is what I should say. They'll blend more naturally. Hello, I'm Bob Ross. Listen to my soothing voice. I don't know if this is soothing. Nobody's talking to me, so I wouldn't be able to know if my voice is soothing or not. I could just assume. Sarah's is bae. I wish I didn't make my character male. I don't really like Sarah, to be honest. Like, for me, I know where they were coming from, and I know what they were trying to do with her, and there are times where I do really like her. I think maybe it's just me, but I find her very grating and like less funny and more offensive. Like, or annoying. Like, I don't she doesn't hit like that funny switch for me. I just find her kind of annoying. And I don't know. Like, maybe it's because, like, there's parts about Sarah's behavior that, like when you romance her... No, you know what it is that really gets me about Sarah is that she is like, honest... Yeah, to each their own, yeah. Like... You know what it is for me is that Sarah comes off as, is very hateful to the elves, and for me, it just feels so much like, you know, self-hating Jew kind of complex, and I don't find her to be funny. I just find her kind of rude and mean. Like, especially after some of the stuff that she says to Cole, I'm just like, but I love Cole! You can't be mean to Cole! Cole is like a baby child! Stop messing with the poor baby! And after that point, I'm like, I don't like you anymore, Sarah. You're too mean. Stop being mean. Like, even Vivienne, who calls Cole a demon from the get-go, is nicer to Cole than Sarah is, and I have a real problem with that. Like, don't get me wrong, I do like Sarah as a character. I'm not very enthusiastic about romancing her. And, like, there are things I like about her. I don't hate any of the characters in, like, any of the companion characters in Inquisition. Just not particularly one I like all that much. At least not as much as some of the other characters. I really like Iron Bull. I mean, I basically have to force myself not to romance him every single time. Him and Dorian. Dorian is like, I don't know what it is about Dorian, but he's like in specifically that spot where I'm like, oh my god, best friend / boyfriend. And I do like Cullen. I've liked Cullen since game 1, so yeah. And Cassandra. I really like Cassandra. And Josephine. I like Josephine. And I really want Varric to be romanceable. Hi, Mikella.
Hi, everybody. Hi, Red.
Hi.
Fruit snacks!
Can you get me one? I want a fruit snack.
Okay, here you go.
Yay, fruit snack! Oh god! What you doing, Mikella?
Putting things away.
Okay. And that's the limit of our communication in this house. Okay. Alright, what was I doing? That's what I was doing, okay. Yum.
Delicious and nutritious.
Yup.
Tastes like fruit.
Yup.
Because it is. Fruit snacks!
I was talking about how I was playing Inquisition.
Uh-huh.
And which companions are my favorite.
You have to stop staring at Iron Bull's butt.
I can't! It's so muscly! Oh, the muscles. I don't know what it is with me and, like, anybody with muscles. I'm just like, oh god, immediately I want to befriend you. And
Just befriend?
no.
Uh-huh. That's what I thought.
Yeah, no. It's mostly I find people with muscles to be very, very, very attractive. I like muscles and I cannot lie.
That could be turned into a song, but I'm not going to go there.
Thank you. I mean, we're already working on a Dragon Age version of Home on the Range.
We are, and it's awesome. We will debut it.
For character creator on Tuesday?
Yeah.
Yep.
Or building character, I thought it was.
Oh, building character. Is that what it is?
That's what I think we called it, but I think it's more of a working title, so it's your show.
Okay.
You get to call it whatever the heck you want to call it.
Cool. So if I wanted to call it Red Romances Everybody, we could call it that.
I suppose, but it also has to apply to all the other BioWare games.
Yeah. I'm gonna romance everybody in the BioWare game.
Right.
It's a BioWare game!
Then I guess that's probably what the show's gonna be called. Romance. Red Romances All.
The Red Romance Generator. Don't you play the games for the other kind of content? Nope.
What's the point?
I mean, there is a point, and I do enjoy the rest of the game. It's just like that. There's that part in my brain that's like, and get down. Get busy. Get with it. And I'm like, stop that. And it's like, no.
So it looks like you're working on shadows.
Mm-hmm.
Looks good.
Thank you. I'm trying to decide, like, what the sounds are outside every time I hear them. Because we don't get very many noises out here.
No, one of the benefits of having an empty lot on one side of the house.
Yeah.
Neighbors who pretty much stick to their house on the other side.
Yeah, unless they're staring at you with judgmental eyes.
Well, yeah, they do that occasionally.
Like when I moved in, that was fun.
Yeah. Busybodies, I guess you could call them.
Yeah, they really are. Although you think they would come by to ask, but no, I think they just want to watch us like we're some kind of soap opera. Which is weird because, like, two of us never leave the house, so... Or very rarely leave the house, so they must assume that we're, like, basically sex slaves or something.
Oh dear lord.
At least that's where my mind would go if I saw two people move in and then a third and no one is coming out of the house. Except for the one guy.
Yeah.
But that's because I'm awful and immediately pessimistic and my brain has been watching way too much Criminal Minds. I do love that show, though.
Honestly, I think that is a show that I've been wanting to watch.
Yeah?
But I've been distracted by the 1,000,001 other TV shows that I've wanted to watch.
Yeah, that'll happen.
So...
It's like how I get distracted from Star Trek by watching Lucifer, because I'm just like, but Lucifer!
Yeah, that's pretty much me, except it's more NCIS!
Ugh. My mom was...
To be fair,
yeah.
I typically only watch NCIS specifically to watch the interaction between Gibbs and the rest of his crew.
Mm.
Like, I love Abby.
Yeah.
The
Tech, she's the tech.
Yeah, she's the tech, who is completely and totally awesome.
Yeah. I do like Abby. But, like, I don't know what it is. I've never been really into NCIS. The only reason why I know any of the characters or what's going on is because my mom is really into it.
Mm-hmm.
And she would watch it. And, of course, because, you know, I've worked all day and you've got the entire day to watch TV. So now we get to watch what I watch. I'm like, does that include the weekends where you're not working? Because...
Seems only fair.
Which is why I tried to get her hooked on, like, Netflix series, because those I could watch. Like, anything to stir up the, like, the constant, mediocrity that was every day, come home, watch the news, watch Jeopardy, watch Modern Family, watch whatever show of hers was on that day, and then bed.
Exciting.
Or then the news again, and I'm like...
Such excite.
Right? And I'm like, didn't you...
Many wow.
Right? And you're like, didn't you get enough of the news the first time? They have different stories on at 11. I'm like, then why don't you just watch the 11-hour one?
She has to know how the stories progressed from the last time she watched the news.
Oh my god.
I guess. I don't know. So yeah, I heard you talking about astrology.
Oh yeah, astrology.
But yeah, basically what I've been trying to do is trying to draw up my birth chart with a book that my grandfather used many, many years ago. Unfortunately, I can't ask him how to... I can't ask my grandfather how to make these.
Because he did?
Because he passed away before I was born.
Yeah, did.
Which is sad.
Yeah.
But, plus side, he gave my dad the book that he uses, and I basically took it from my dad when my stepmom basically said, "Alright, the bookshelves and all the books are going!"
Oh no! Right, wait, no, you told me to start.
Yeah.
And then they found a hole in the wall.
And it turns out the reason why the bookshelves were there was because there was a hole in the wall. I don't know if that hole in the wall was created by repairmen or if it was created by my mother. She had a bit of an anger issue when I was little. Thankfully, she was completely adamant about not spanking her kids. So if we ever got any spankings, it was from my dad.
I never got spanked. Like, there's just no one in my family that was ever... I did get hit on the nose with a rolled up newspaper by my Uncle Steve.
Did your Uncle Steve think you were a dog?
It was anytime I whined, it was no whiny puppies in the house.
Oh, okay, that makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why I called him Mean Uncle Steve until I got older. Mean Uncle Steve. No, my mom never spanked me. It was always just, go to your room. You're not allowed to do this or that and the other thing. Which, it doesn't sound that bad at first, especially when you're an only child and you have a billion frickin' toys in your room. But, holy crap, my childhood was very lonely. And if I was grounded, that meant I didn't get to see or talk to my friends, during the summer for days or weeks. So, the only human contact I'd get was my mom, and my mom's not a hugger.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah, so, I had a lot of hugging when I was growing up. Which may be why, I kind of like cuddling, but I don't like public displays of affection. They make me nervous. I don't like watching people make out, and I don't like making out in public, and it makes me very nervous. Don't do it. I don't like holding hands. Don't touch me. I need my hands to talk. What are you doing? Don't touch my hand. I need those. I need to gesture with those. Because I dated this girl who, insisted on holding hands. She also insisted on calling me her girlfriend after, the second date, and I was like, no. I was like, no.
Cut that off pretty quick.
I don't know you that well. We're not at girlfriend level yet. Why are you calling me that? Stop it. And she kept wanting to hold my hand and stuff, and especially during movies, she always wanted to hold my hand. I'm like, no. My hand. I need it for popcorn and drinks. Why do you think I have the popcorn? If I can't eat the popcorn, I'm gonna go crazy. I have to constantly move. Don't hold my hand. I don't mind cuddling if it's just if it's just me and my significant other.
Yeah.
But, The rest of the time, if I'm out in public, no, don't touch me.
Well, okay, like, I think I am pretty affectionate when it comes to public displays.
Yeah?
But, like, there's a limit.
Yeah.
Like, you know, peck on the cheek, peck on the lips, holding hands, that's okay.
Yeah.
And, you know, it doesn't have to be, you know, okay, we're going into the store, hold my hand so everybody on the planet in this store knows that we're together. It's not like that. It's just, I want to hang out with you. I want to be close to you. I'm going to hold your hand. Hee hee.
Yeah.
And typically that will last maybe, you know, at maximum a minute between me and Alch.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we drop hands because we're busy either pushing the cart or going about our business.
Yeah.
So like, that is okay. But, like, yeah, from the sound of it, I think you dodged a bullet there with that last, with that, quote, girlfriend.
And like, she'd bring gifts every single time, and at first it was kind of cute, but then I'm like, no. Because I had a boyfriend after that who gave me a lot of gifts, and it got very serious very quick, and I was like, no. No. Like, I don't know. I'm very slow to trust people, so it's a very slow progression for me emotionally.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the more, like, physical / sexual part of the relationship might move faster, but emotionally, I might not connect with you for, like, months to years. So, if I don't say I love you after, like, after, like, 3 weeks, that's just normal for me. I don't know if I love you yet. I don't even know if I like you yet. That takes me a while, man. I am very slow burn. I mean, I commit. I don't like,
yeah.
Like, I don't flirt, because I am fairly monogamous. If I'm with somebody, I don't flirt with other people or, like, try to get with somebody else. That's not what I'm after.
Yeah.
It just takes me forever to
realize,
to make an emotional commitment.
Mm.
Like, because I have major trust issues. Like, major serious trust issues. Like, I went to therapy specifically for the blood thing, the depression, and trust issues. So, yeah, when I date people, there's a lot of, like, okay, it's gonna take me 2 years to get to know you online, and then we can start dating in person, and then it's gonna take 2 months after that for me to agree to be, like, boyfriend / girlfriend or something.
Yeah.
Significant other. Oh, God. And then at least a couple months after that for, like, love yous. Like, oh, God, no, it takes me forever. I'm just...
That's how you are.
Yep. Slow
Well,
burn
I mean,
emotionally.
That's good that you know yourself that well.
Yeah. Like,
Wow.
Huh.
That looks pretty cool.
Thanks. Does it look like the light's coming from the same direction?
Yeah.
Yeah? Good. Alright. Because it should, because if it doesn't, that's a problem. That means I was not being consistent. But it does, so yay, good, alright. Alright, cool. So, did that part. Now it's time for the highlights. I don't know. It's just like, maybe it's just because, like, I've never had a relationship that went past 6 months.
Mm.
And I've never had a relationship that lasted long enough to go through a major holiday. Not goddamn one.
Oh.
Yeah. I've never had a relationship that went through Christmas or Valentine's Day or even my birthday. Like, they've always been around, like, non-holidays. For some freaking reason. and then it's like, by a major holiday, something has happened and I've broken up with them or something.
Aww.
Yeah. So I don't know. I've never, no relationships have ever lasted long enough for me to do that. Because, like, there's always something. that happens, and I'm like, I can't trust this person. Like, in high school, it was my boyfriend cheated on me with the girl who introduced us, who had the exact same name as me.
Lovely.
Yeah. So, there's that. And then, what was it? This guy I dated who kept telling these outlandish stories. And I'm like, you can be honest with me. You know you can be honest with me, right? And just never did. And I'm like, these stories are literally unbelievable, and I know you're not telling me the truth, so how do I know you're not doing something else, you know? Mm-hmm. So, broke that off. Yeah, so... And then there was the guy that I was super into, and he just went off and moved to Japan and did not tell me.
Okay.
Like, just stopped contact with me, and I was like, what?
Warn a girl, maybe.
Right? Like, we're still kind of friends on Facebook, but I'm like, dude, you literally just up and just stopped talking to me for months, and then disappeared, and the next thing I knew, you were in Japan. I'm like, this is maybe why I have trust issues.
Yeah, just maybe.
Like, stuff like that.
It's a good possibility.
And I know a part of it is also the fact that my mother generated a lot of distrust, like, a lot of trust issues in me. Because it was a lot of, like... Well, because my mom has some serious trust issues, you know, so it was always like, oh, you have to earn my trust back. I'm like, okay.
Okay, like, I think there's a level there. Because, I mean, my brother broke my mom's trust.
Yeah.
Because my brother had finally hit puberty and had access to the family computer and went onto sites and downloaded pictures that he probably wasn't supposed to.
Yeah, so teenage boy stuff.
Yeah, teenage boy stuff. Typical teenage boy stuff. Mom eventually found out because the computer was running super slow.
Gee, I wonder why.
Because it was all of the bugs that Peter had accidentally put onto our computer. Yeah. Basically it was, yeah, Peter, you are no longer allowed on the computer anymore.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, you are going to have to work towards getting your own computer.
Yeah.
And he tried. He did his best. He got onto the, like, he was banned from the computer for a certain amount of weeks, months, I don't remember at this point.
Yeah.
And when he was let back on, he got better at hiding his tracks, but not 100% because the bugs were still there.
Like, just go to a safe site, dude!
Well, the thing is, I don't know if he knew where those were. Because our family is not very open in terms of that kind of stuff.
Oh, geez. My mom wasn't either. Like, what was it? We were sitting outside once to have dinner on the patio, like, outside. And this was back when we had these really loud neighbors down below. Mm-hmm. And one of them was must have been playing, like, a video game or something with the windows open. And at some point, it changed, and my mom's like, oh, it sounds like they're playing a video game. And I was like, no, that sounds like porn. And my mom's like, how do you know what porn sounds like? And da-da-da-da-da. And I'm like, I'm 19 and have access to the internet. Like, it would have been different if I was, like, 16 or something. But no, this was, oh, hello. But I was 19 at that point, and I'm like, I have a job. I work. I made enough to get my own laptop. Like, I'm 19. You know, it's not like I'm a virgin anymore. And she's like, you're not a virgin. And I'm like, where the hell have you been? I lost that at 16. With who? You don't need to know. It's not important.
Yeah. So,
my mom basically just threw, puberty books at me until I shut up about, like, sex and stuff. That's literally what happened. happened when I was 10, by the way. 10, 11. She just threw puberty books at me and left me alone.
Yeah. So anyway.
Oh, God.
So after the second time where my brother got caught.
Yeah.
Basically, Mom had this whole conversation with him of, you have completely broken my trust. I cannot trust you with the house computer anymore. You no longer have access. Like,
okay.
You're still going to have your account, but we're going to lock it.
Yeah.
And if you want access to the computer again, you have to you have to do some real major things to earn my trust back.
Yeah.
And basically, that seemed appropriate for me to me at the time. And I mean, thinking back on it now, I still think it's appropriate. Good job, Mom. And Peter eventually got his own computer, and I don't know anymore because he does his own thing. If he still accesses those sites, great for him. If he doesn't, Peter, if you watch this, I don't need to know. I don't need to know, don't want to know. You do you, my brother. But yeah. But I have a feeling that is not what your mom was talking about.
Oh, no. No. This is like trust, period. Throughout all the things. Not trust with just one thing. Trust all the things.
Oh, yeah. That's a bit much.
Yeah. So... Oh, I know. And that went on for years. And she would bring up stuff I had done years in the past as for reasons why she couldn't trust me now for this thing that I have done. Like, for instance, you took my muffin. I was literally laughing when I told you the dog ate it. It was a muffin from Portillo's. It was like this big. I didn't think it was that big of a deal. Now I can't trust you, and how do I know you're not stealing from me? And, I just won't be able to trust you until I am able to see your bank statements. And I'm like, what? No.
Why does she need to see your bank statements?
My mother looked at all of my bank statements. I'm like, your mom worked at a bank.
That made sense.
Yeah, that's different. And it was your bank. You banked with that bank, so that makes sense why she would look at your bank statements. Like, you don't.
Like, okay, to get a little more into Rob's life here, he and his mom share banks.
Yeah. And his mom worked at a bank.
His mom used to work at that bank.
Yeah. That makes sense for her to, like, help him with financial stuff.
Yeah.
My mom is a social studies teacher who has notoriously said that she's not good at math.
So, why does she want to see your bank statements?
Because controlling. Because otherwise she can't trust me. And I'm like, no. No, you cannot look at my bank statements. Well, how do I know you have a job? And I'm like, you're just gonna have to accept that I have a job.
Well, you could throw out the cliched line of, you're just gonna have to trust me. But it's your mom, and she won't do that anyway, so never mind.
Yep. Oh, Lord.
Your mom is crazy.
Yeah. She's what we call a narcissistic personality disorder. Just undiagnosed, because those type of people don't normally like to go into a psychologist's office. Like, the only reason why she went into one at all, period, was because she took me to one, and that was a family therapist who would discuss things with her, and then to try, like, to be fair, that was my second therapist. Carol was a very good therapist for me. She did a very good job with me while she had me. It was just she was working with someone who lied to her about her own behavior. Because my mom would say, oh yeah, like, I'll work on that, and then she never would. And it became this circle of events of, I would work on my behavior and change, and my mom would not. And so, yeah, it was like, there was nothing I could do to, earn back this trust that had been broken by me doing something back in middle school. You know, now when I'm 21.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Alright, so that got dark. Anyway, here's this Star Trek thing I'm working on. Almost done with it. With the, well...
It looks gorgeous.
With the dress, anyway. For the representation of me.
I will say it looks gorgeous.
Thank you. And I would go more for, like, science blues than medical blues. Because, God help me, I would not be able to do medical. Like, as much fun as medical sounds, and as much as I love biology, especially, like, weird xenobiology, like, there's just no way I would ever be able to do a medical job in Starfleet, because the second I saw blood, I would pass out.
Yeah, I forgot that last episode of The Finder that we watched.
Oh, yeah. I did.
I apologize, because I forgot about that.
People being turned into chub. Maybe not the thing to show the friend that has the fear of blood.
I'm sorry, I forgot.
It's okay. I went to my happy place. Everything was good. I have learned how to deal with it. I don't pass out immediately anymore. Oh, man. I still remember, like, the first time I had, like, a serious reaction to it, back in high school, when one of my friends came in with this gash on his forehead, and I literally leaped, like, basically across the room into a corner and stopped, and, like, basically pushed myself up as close as possible, and nearly stopped breathing.
Oh, no.
Like, full-blown anxiety, panic attack, like, hyperventilating kind of thing. Just, seriously, I don't even know I don't remember how I got clear across the classroom, but I was clear across the goddamn classroom. Like, nope, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. That is exactly what happened. I was just like, I ain't doing this shit. It was bad, man. It was bad.
I have a question for the peoples in the chat. All three of you. Well, I'm gonna guess two of you. Yeah. Because one is probably us watching the chat on the TV.
Yeah.
If you guys have any questions that you want to ask us, now's your chance.
Yep. Anytime, guys. Anytime. I realized I was not using the correct color, so I went back and I changed it.
Wow.
What?
The dress looks pretty.
Thank you. And I'm not going to do anything, like, too crazy to it like I do with some of my other stuff, because, like, that'd just be a little too complicated. Because Robert wants those, like, or the emotes or something? Yeah, so I'm hoping to use this one as one of those. What?
Have that face be for the red emote?
Yeah. Okay, that looks good. Okay. And then, for our final step,
what's this step?
Okay, so I'm adding texture.
Oh.
Yep.
Oh, here's a question. Phoenix asks, any video game weapons you wish you had IRL?
I'm gonna answer exactly like Anders. All I want is to throw lightning at fools.
For me, no, because I kind of already do have a video game weapon.
Yeah.
In real life.
I mean, I have a sword. Does that count?
Like, my fiance calls me Kirby for a reason.
Oh yeah, you do inhale food, man.
Only when I'm super hungry.
Which is all the time.
Nuh-uh!
Yes, huh?
Nuh-uh! Not all the time! I try to pace myself sometimes.
Sometimes.
Not as often as I should, I will admit, but sometimes.
Well,
Shut up.
I think we're reaching the end here. It's been a little over an hour. So, I'm going to check the time on our stream. Yeah, we've been streaming for a while, so I'm going to go ahead and call it. Thank you for joining us. I hope you had a great time.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you for the question, Phoenix.
Yeah, we'll have another art stream next week on Tuesday and Thursday.
Yeah, next week, Tuesday and Thursday.
We've got a Jetstream Sam's High Frequency Murasama. I don't know what that is. I'm going to assume it's cool, though. Anyway, so we've got a stream schedule now. So Red Puts Art in Your Face will be coming at you every Tuesday and Thursday in the afternoon, around 3 o'clock Pacific Standard Time.
And what were we gonna call it? Red Romance is All will be
starting next week
after Red Puts Art in Your Face.
Yes, that one will show up later in the evening, and that'll be streaming on Tuesdays. So that should be fun. It's me playing BioWare games. So if you think you're interested in that, check in next week on Tuesday. All right.
If you have friends who you think might be interested, tell them.
Yes, please tell them. Remember that these videos are only possible because of viewers like you who visit and or donate to our channel. So please subscribe.
If you're on YouTube, subscribe on YouTube. If you're on Twitch, follow us on Twitch.
Yep.
If you want to purchase merchandise that has art drawn by our lovely Red here.
Yes.
We've got a place for that.
It's Teespring.
If you want to just chat with us, join our Discord.
Yep. All right. And if you want to commission me for an art piece, please contact me on Tumblr or Discord.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks for hanging out with us. We'll see you guys later.
Bye, everybody.